Made a mistake? Well, no worries. Everyone makes mistakes, and that is how we grow. There won't be any growth unless and until you make mistakes. But Madhav, that's easier said than done. Do you know of some steps that we can actually follow whenever we make any mistakes? Don't worry, this is your friend, the Lean Programmer, and in today's video, I am going to tell you 3 things that you should definitely avoid doing whenever you make a mistake, and 5 steps that can help you recover from that particular mistake. So, without any further delay, let's get started. And do like, share, and comment on this video so that it can reach and help more people. And do subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new here. So the biggest mistake that you can do whenever you make a mistake is to hide that mistake. I repeat myself, the biggest mistake that you can do when you make a mistake is to hide that mistake. So one of these 3 things that you should definitely avoid is to hide that mistake. Now the other 2 things are being defensive, and secondly, blaming it on others. So always remember, never do these 3 things whenever you make a mistake. Firstly, hiding that mistake, because the cost of recovery from that particular mistake increases with time. Rumors spread and whatnot. The mistake becomes very huge as the time passes by, and whenever it is uncovered, it's gone. Now you probably cannot do much about it. So it's always better to admit your mistake. So yes, the first thing that you should definitely not do when you make a mistake is to hide that mistake. Second thing is being defensive about it. Whenever you make a mistake, if you are being defensive about it, you are doing something wrong to yourself, because now there is no scope of improvement. Acceptance is the first step towards improvement. And the third thing which you should definitely avoid doing is to putting the blame on others, because truth never gets hidden. At the end of the day, it will be revealed, and then it will be much more embarrassing than if you would have admitted that mistake in the first thing instead of putting it on to others. Now, what we should do whenever we make a mistake. So let me tell you 5 steps that can help you recover from any mistake that you do efficiently. The first one is communicate early. Even if it is a bad news, communicate early. If it's a good news, of course, that's not a mistake, and others will be happy from you. But even if it is a bad news, communicate early. The earlier you communicate, the lesser will be the cost of recovery. The more you delay, the more difficult it will become to actually recover from that particular mistake. So first thing is communicate early, even if it is a bad news. Second thing is admit your mistake. Remember, without admitting your mistake, it is going to be very difficult afterwards when the mistake comes out, and people will be looking for who did this, and there will be a lot of blaming going on and so on. Now, I know it is very difficult to admit your mistake. No one wants to do that. But let me tell you why it can be beneficial with the third step. The third step could be explain why that particular mistake happened with proper mitigation steps. Do your homework. Just figure out how can you deal with that mistake and how can you recover from that mistake. And once you have those mitigation steps, do let the concerned authorities or the concerned people know that you have made that mistake, and why did that mistake happen. Probably we are human, we can make errors, and there is a probability of mistake with everyone that everyone can make. But if you have those mitigation steps, it will be really helpful. And even if you don't have them, just communicate, how can I recover from this particular mistake. To your surprise, most of the people will be happy to help you, and they will be able to actually relate with you, because they in their stages of life might have made some similar mistakes, and they will be able to show you the way how can you recover from that mistake. Now you know you have did the mistake, and now you have told the concerned people that you have did the mistake, and they have also let you know what would be the mitigation steps, how can you recover from that particular mistake. And then once you have that in place, the fourth step is to actually fix it, learn from it, and make sure it never happens again. This was the fourth step. And the fifth step, which is very important, a lot of people after making that particular mistake feel bad about themselves. They feel demotivated. Now, in this particular scenario, instead of feeling demotivated, there's nothing you can do. It was past and it has gone. What has happened and it cannot be changed. So now, instead of feeling sad about it, what you can do is prove that you have learned from that mistake, and now you are willing to grow slowly over the period of time, maybe 1 month, maybe 2 months, maybe even an year. But in that period of time, through your work or through whatever you are doing, you can show that now you have learned a lot from it, and now that's never going to happen. And slowly you can actually earn the trust back. You can earn whatever you have lost in that mistake once again. So I hope that you got to learn something new from this video. If you liked it, do share it with your friends as well, and do subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/the lean programmer. See you next week with a new video on self-help tips. Bye bye.